WBRZ Sports 2.
To have the SWAC championship is something to call your own. I really think the city of Birmingham, the surrounding communities can play a big part of it. I just think having the opportunity to compete for something at the end of the season, give all our teams a chance at some hope.
The SWAC championship is back in Birmingham, and Coach Odoms is excited about that. Good evening and welcome back. I'm Reggie Chatman with your sports. Michael Cobble has the night off. Jaguar football season is officially underway after kicking off from Birmingham for SWAC Media Days. The preseason all-conference awards were given out, and Southern's in-state rival and reigning conference champion Grambling had the most with 15 honorees. Odoms Jags team had 2 selections, offensive lineman Jeremiah Abbey and defensive back Andre Augustine. Coach is entering his 7th year, but today 5 new coaches in the 10-team league were introduced for the first time.
You know, when you have that much turnover in the conference, it leads to the unknown. You really don't know what schemes or what these coaches are going to do, but at least they will have played some games by the time we get to them. So we'll be able to have some film to look at and do some evaluations, but it's really unknown. I really think that the conference is going to be wide open. I think we're bringing in offensive-minded guys, defensive-minded guys. So, you know, hopefully the competition level can continue to improve, and hopefully we can continue to play on this exciting brand of football.
Here's a look at the preseason polls. Southern picked 2nd in the West. 3rd overall once more, Grambling State was chosen as the favorite, with last year's East winner Alcorn State once again picked again to win their division. As for LSU, SEC Media Days start next week, and fans will finally get some answers to many unanswered questions about this year's LSU team, including how LSU will deal with uncertainty at the running back position. Sports 2's Mike Gaither has more.
For the last 5 seasons, LSU has been the benefactor of a 1,000-yard rusher. But with no proven star in the backfield, could that milestone be in jeopardy in 2018?
We don't have the 225, 235-pound running back to line up in the eye. We have a fullback, and I promise we have some eye runners, but I don't know if we can just go pound people.
Watch his lead block. There it is. Fournette breaks free. 25. End zone ahead. Touchdown, Leonard Fournette.
In 2016, Steve Ensminger led LSU's offense to the top 2 single-game rushing performances in school history, courtesy of Darius Geis and Leonard Fournette.
The beauty of 16 is we had 2 great running backs. And we were more of a play-action pass team, more of a naked team and everything else.
With that crop of running backs now enjoying life in the NFL, LSU is now faced with the reality of having to replace all top 3 rushers from 2017, something that hasn't happened since the 1969 season.
In my opinion, a little bit more running back by committee. In the last 3 years, we've had some big backs. We've had some guys who could dot the I and run the football.
Minus last year's opening handoff in the Troy game, LSU coaches have had high praise for Nick Brosette, as well as Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, who could be a promising 3rd down back.
I think Clyde had a great spring. I think Nick Brosette is the most patient runner we have as far as seeing the hole and getting through it and everything else. I think Leonard Fournette brings a physicality to it.
Newcomers Tay Provins and Chris Currier are other names to keep an eye on as they push the veterans this fall. Covering the Tigers, I'm Mike Gaither, WBRZ Sports 2, your home for LSU Sports.
All right, finally, our Sports 2 Days preview stopped by Bruley, where 2nd-year head coach Hoff Schooler is looking to improve on last season's 4-6 campaign. The Panthers, who returned 10 seniors this year, will have experience at multiple positions, including quarterback Nick Pennell. That's got Coach excited, as he already sees a difference between year 1 and year 2 of his coaching era.
Year 1 coming in, I got here in June, and so there was no off season, no time, even really you're trying to learn names and get to know kids at that point. So this year to have a whole off season and be able to be in the weight room with them, be able to get out on the grass and run with them is a whole lot better, and getting some fresh faces out, some new guys out, and then the opportunity now to come out in spring and put some pads on and see if we can translate what we're doing in the weight room and all that to the field has been refreshing.
All right, so Coach says that secondary depth with both starting corners and Stacey Grant Watts will be back with this team and make them the strength on this year's team.
I think Reggie's a little devastated about that blockbuster news.
Pitiful.
Is that a shame, Reggie?
That's awful, honestly.
What about that raccoon that had the mayonnaise jar?
How did that happen?
I don't know, man. It's crazy what will happen with these animals. We'll just
looking for dinner, I think.
Anything
on there, climb up there to eat it, and there you go.
Well, research indicates that in my studies, of course I was studying that in college back when I was going to discotech, that that raccoons thoroughly enjoy mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
But they call it mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what happens, you know. You get your face stuck in a jar,
It hurts.
and the best way to get rid of it is just get a hammer and break the jar.
Or climb up a tree.
Oh,
That's right. And he climbed up a tree with a jar in his face.
Yeah.
I've climbed a few trees
I
with
don't
a jar
wanna
in my
know.
hand, but not my face. Oh, hey, listen,
Okay.
incidentally, Reggie, we wanted to let you know we have our viewer of the week tonight.
Yes, I'm so
And we
excited.
also, this is kind of a change, because always when weather falls on Friday the 13th, the sports guy does the weather.
Oh, no.
man.
Oh, shoot. Let's do it.
Oh, he's ready.
Here we
do
go,
it this
folks.
time.
Welcome to...
Now, trending tonight at 10.
we are ready for the weekend, but first we have trending. What do we have tonight?
Well, the sweet sounds of a cappella singers in the middle of our favorite restaurant, Chick-fil-A in Nashville. It's gone viral. More than 60 worship leaders were gathered in the city for a conference. Every year, they eat lunch together at Chick-fil-A. They all placed their orders, and while they waited, this happened. Well, eventually, just about everybody in the restaurant started singing. Even some of the employees decided to join in on it. It was a big hit. And I love those things, but that's
Yeah.
really gone viral. It's blown up.
Very, very nice.
They're
Very good.
excellent, too.
Nothing like that Chick-fil-A service.
Oh, yeah, to go along with the singing. That's a very
Yes.
pleasant experience for those that weren't part of that group.
Praising the food, praising the Lord.
Well, I, 9 times out of 10, am praising this next story. Sunday, National Ice Cream Day. So in celebration of the monumentous occasion, shops in New York City selling ice cream bouquets.
What?
Look at that thing. Wow.
You could handle that.
Oh, I could take
How
3
many
of those
scoops
down.
did you have tonight?
Ooh, I had probably 5 scoops tonight. We had a little pizza party. We had a little everything party in the newsroom
Yeah, it's
tonight.
delicious.
But
Did
this
you
thing
handle
right-
that?
Oh yeah, I could easily do that. I'd feel terrible after it, but this right here features 21 scoops of ice cream,
What?
20 different flavors in that. Founders of this shop say that the idea came by accident. How'd that happen? Well, one day they were playing around trying to see how many scoops they could fit on one cone, and the ice cream bouquet was born from that experiment.
You have to eat that pretty fast or it melts. How do they
Right.
keep it frozen?
Or why? I'd ask for it in a bowl on the side.
Sure.
Because otherwise,
It's a
It's
mess.
going to fall
Yeah.
everywhere. You can't take that in the car. You
Where
can't
do you
take that
start?
anywhere.
You can't even really start in the top. Do you start? You'd have to hold it down and try to.
yeah,
I don't even know.
spoon, you know.
No idea.
Can you
bib,
I
a
wonder if
bib,
you can
too.
request certain flavors, or is it required that you get all of those flavors? Because I would think all of those flavors mixed in would lead to a tummy ache.
Ooh, right.
Or I'd like a rundown of which flavors which, and how much
Yeah.
that thing costs. Did
Yeah,
that say?
it should be like a challenge of if you finish
didn't
it by
say.
yourself, you should be able to get it free.
Well, he
I
would
absolutely-
win it.
I'd be all over that.
All right, so the World Cup final is coming up, and there are few people more qualified to pick the winner than this girl. Maria the Camel loves to eat and pick World Cup winners. Maria picked France to beat Croatia on Sunday and win its 3rd World Cup trophy, and she's got a pretty good track record so far. Maria also picked France to beat Uruguay in the quarterfinal and Croatia to beat England in the semifinal.
Wow, how about that?
Maria.
And Maria likes veggies.
I see
Always
that.
good.
I'll bet Maria would not like ice cream.
No, probably not. I don't know. What do camels? I mean, we know they eat vegetables, but I don't know.
I think everybody likes ice cream.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get some more sports.
Okay.
Across the pond, history was made today as American John Isner and South African Kevin Anderson met in a Wimbledon semifinal match for the ages. Here in the 5th set at 25-24, Anderson serving for match point. Isner hits the forehand, it goes wide. Anderson, as you can see, is relieved to win after 6 hours and 36 minutes.
Wow.
He and Isner here were embraced after a 5th set, 26-24 marathon, which would go down as the longest men's semifinal in Grand Slam history.
Wow.
6 hours.
Anderson will face the winner of Novak Djokovic and Rafa Nadal in a match that was suspended until Saturday.
I learned 2 things about Isner today.
Yes.
He's 6'10".
Yeah, he's a monster.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And 2, he's notorious for those long matches because he's able to serve and volley constantly. I think he holds some records for the length of matches too, which is incredible.
He gets 2 of the top 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
6'10", do you think that gives him an extra advantage?
Oh, absolutely.
Because when those balls are coming.
Well, because whenever, his serve's got to be what, 8? No, more than 8 feet.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
he
something
hits
crazy.
The ball super high up, and he can obviously travel across the court much wider than a lot of other players.
Is he a newcomer, or he's? I don't know that I've heard that name.
Been around for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But not one of the. I know what you mean. He's not one of the.
Yeah, he's not one of
perennial
the
powerhouse
guys.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet. Huh?
Yeah,
right. 2 of them are playing the other semifinal, and we'll see who they'll play on the final.
Thanks, Reggie.